Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how can you create a small utility which will convert the currency of your choice. So let's jump on to VS Code, and before jumping onto the VS Code, I would like to show you a URL. So this is the website X-Rate. So here you can get all the conversion rates. On the left hand side, you can see a drop down. So one is like what amount you want to convert and in which currency. So $1 is equivalent to all these currencies displayed over here. So for example, 1 Indian rupee is equal to this much euro, or it is $1 is equivalent to this much of British pound. So these are the conversion rates mentioned here. So I'm going to take this particular data as my input, but if you have any other website which is displaying this data, you can definitely grab it from there. So the very first thing is the input data. So you can grab all these currencies or whatever you like. I'm going to take just top 10. So I will quickly copy these and create a text file. So this is a text file which I have already placed. I will go ahead and copy the content over here. So these are the top 10 currencies which we have taken it from the website, and here you can see that it is separated by the tab. So whenever we are reading this file, we need to make sure that we are using the proper delimiter. Well, let's save it and move on to our coding part. So the very first thing we need is, here we don't need to grab any packages as of now. We can just go ahead with the standard ones. So the very first requirement here is to read the text file which we have just created. So I'm going to do that using with open, and here is my text file name, which is data.txt, and no need to mention the mode because by default it is read, and I would say currencies equal f dot read lines. So this is the one which we are going to do. So these two lines will go ahead and grab the data from our data text. Next thing we need to do is, as our data is in the form of, like, there are 3 different columns. Let me quickly open that file. Okay, so here you can see these 3 columns, but what we are interested in mapping between, let's say euro is equivalent to how much of US dollars, or British pound is equivalent to how much of, or $1 is equivalent to how much of British pounds. So these are the things we need for our purpose, right? So these 2 columns are the one in which we are interested. So let's go ahead and write the code to grab only those 2 columns. So I would rather go for dictionary because we need to maintain the mapping as well. And next thing is the simple for loop, which will grab data from this currencies object. So currency data in currencies, and then we can create a variable which will hold our past data. So I would go for past data variable, and it would take currencies data and split it with tab /t. So now this variable will hold the data after splitting the tab. Okay, now I'm going to construct my dictionary inside this. So this dictionary, then parse data, and the first index is what depicts that which currency is mapped to what. So I'm going to take this 0 here, and then let's go ahead and set its value, which is parse data, and index is 1. Let me quickly show you here. So this and this value, $1 is equivalent to this much of British pound. $1 is equivalent to this much of Indian rupees. So we are interested only in these 2 columns. So till this point, we have constructed our dictionary with the required mapping. Probably I can show you how it looks like. Print dict. So in the terminal, oops, probably we missed something. Okay. Now if I will run it, you can see that these are the data we have captured, and this is what we are interested in. Okay, now let's go ahead and ask for some inputs from the user. So the very first thing which we want user to provide us is the amount. So let's create a variable amount, and we need to cast it to integer because input always returns string. So here I will say enter amount to convert. Okay, and the next input we need is the currency in which he or she wants to convert. So let's create a simple variable cur, and here I would again call input function with some message. So enter currency to which you want to convert. Okay, so let me put colon here. Okay, and the final thing which is remaining is our result, so that I will show in the form of print statement, and we need to construct a string. So let's use f, and inside this we want to display amount USD is equal to what amount. So here I would say amount multiply by, and as it is in float we need to cast it to float, then cur, and at the end we will show the currency. That's all we need to do. Let's quickly try this out. Okay, so it is asking enter the amount to convert. If you can see in my bottom terminal here, so enter the amount to convert. I would say 1. And which currency do you want to convert? So I want to convert to euro. So you can see that $1 is equivalent to this much of euro. Let's try one more thing with some higher amount. So I'm going to take 10, and this time again let's try with euro. You can provide any of the currencies which we listed over here, and you can see that $10 are equal to this much. Let me give one more try for an Indian currency. So this time I am going to say 2, and then we need a Indian rupee. So if you don't know which currency, you can either get it printed for the user. For testing purpose, I am just grabbing it from here so that we don't have any mismatch. So now you can see that $2 is equal to 164 Indian rupee. So this is how easy is it to create small utility which will perform the conversion for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.